But hang on, I'm sorry about that. Big overpass. There he is, and he did not exit. Stayed on the 210 freeway. But that vehicle just continues to throw those sparks. LAPD stays right there. Up here we can't hear what it sounds like, but I could just imagine that horrendous noise that this thing is making as it's going 80 miles an hour down the freeway, dragging whatever it is, the back end of that car is throwing out those sparks. Less and less sparks, which is interesting in itself, makes you wonder whatever's been grinding away, what has happened to that. LAPD still in pursuit out here. They're talking possibly about handing this over to the CHP. But right now, it continues to go eastbound 210 freeway. We're going to be getting into the Pasadena area. Now, it is just amazing. I thought that this thing would be coming to an end, as you know, when we saw that wheel come apart. But it just continues to go out here. The driver, DUI suspect, possibly armed. That vehicle just continues to go. That driver just continues to hammer that throttle. Looks like maybe we saw some swerving right there. Maybe going to be getting off. LAPD, though, staying right behind it. Very serious this evening, very professional, keeping the public safe out here. Got a helicopter in the air, several officers behind it, not backing off, that is for sure. That driver continues to just try to stay away from these officers, but right now, luckily, nobody's been hurt. We saw that one scary collision earlier on. Looks like now we might be, yes we are, we're going to be taking an off-ramp. We'll get you that off-ramp here in a second. Hopefully he's going to have enough to stop it when he comes to that end of the off-ramp here. Getting back on the freeway. Yeah, let's stay on the passenger side for a minute or two. We're on the 210. Got back on. Yeah. Elsa, you just kind of got to wonder. Yeah, we're back. We're westbound 210, Elsa. This is the thing. It's like right now, earlier on, it seemed to be like he was just trying to get away. Now it seems like he's almost just making this into some sort of game. This is not a game. This is very, very serious stuff out here. Very dangerous, especially to the public. That suspect driving that vehicle could be injured. Officers could get hurt in the process of chasing this dangerous suspect. Look at this, passing big rig trucks out here. I don't have a speed right now, but he's going faster than freeway speeds. Disabled vehicle. That rear wheel, that passenger rear wheel right there, that hub, not even turning anymore. The rim was gone earlier on when we were in the Pacoima area. He was on the 210 freeway doing about 80 miles an hour. We got off at an off-ramp just past the 2 freeway. He turned around. Now we're going westbound on the 210. LAPD behind him and in the air. They've been watching and following the suspect the entire time. DUI, you just think that maybe this guy would try to come to his senses. Maybe it would kind of wear off and he just stop. Right now, though, he just continues on as his pursuit eludes the officers for moments, but in the end, they're going to get this guy. Are we exiting again? I don't have it. I don't have it. No, I don't. I don't have Freak 5. Hey, I don't have Freak 5. I do not have Freak 5. Exiting Ocean View, westbound 10. We're westbound 210. Just exited Ocean View off the 210 freeway. Suspect is a wanted DUI driver. LAPD has been in pursuit for about almost 45 minutes, maybe more. We just got off the 210 freeway westbound Ocean View. You can see that car just grinding itself down. It is on 3 wheels, and you know earlier on it was a 3 tires. Then it was 3, and then we lost the wheel, and then after that it's just been riding on that axle, grinding and grinding away out here. LAPD in pursuit. They say this person may have a gun. The driver may have a gun. He's armed. That's one of the reasons why they're not trying to pit this vehicle or trying to bring it to a stop forcibly, because that person may be armed. They don't want to put officers in harm's way. But you can see that vehicle continuing just to go and go and go this evening. Right now, though, back onto Foothill Boulevard. We were on Foothill earlier, been basically making this huge turn through the valley and also now in the La Crescenta area and La Cañada. But this vehicle continuing to keep LAPD at just about arm's length. But this car continues to go, the driver impaired, the vehicle impaired. Luckily, we haven't seen any collisions except for when this car tapped a bicyclist as it tried to go through a parking lot earlier on. We saw them hit the back of the bike. That bicyclist didn't even go down. That bike rider knows his stuff, but that car did not stop. Now, LAPD is very serious about this, and this car needs to come to a stop. That suspect needs to get into go into custody just past La Crescenta. We're on the Foothill Boulevard right now. This DUI driver impaired, his car impaired, high speeds this evening. Right now, going about 50 miles an hour on Foothill Boulevard. Yes. Yes. No. Yeah, we had a little issue here. Yeah, you know, this is amazing that this car is still going. It's more amazing nobody has really been hurt this evening. That DUI driver, you know, they wanted to pull this guy over. LAPD, they ran the plates. They always do. They kind of figured out who this person was. I know that they made some phone calls, and then there was this possibility that this person may be armed. That's when it all kind of got strange. They didn't want to give it up. They don't want to go into tracking mode. They can't use the pit maneuver. They're saying because the guy is armed, but come on. At these speeds, they would never do that type of pit maneuver. It would be too dangerous for the officers, too dangerous for that suspect, and God knows if anybody was in the area when they tried to do it. So they're just staying away from that. They can't use anything else from their bag of tricks, like the stop strips or the spike strips. Can't do that because he's basically in so many different areas. He isn't making blocks like we've seen, and also at these high speeds. Right now, I can tell you, Sky 2 traveling over 60 miles an hour just to track this guy on Foothill Boulevard. So this guy really moving out. Very dangerous to the people on the ground. Luckily, he's been picking a lot of these straight type of roads. Foothill, yeah, it does have some turns in it, but it's not a lot of these winding roads where this vehicle would be so impaired that we'd see it slide around, and we have. When he tried to get off the freeway earlier on, that car was sliding all over the place. You got to figure, he's on 3 wheels right now and grinding that rear axle down. Whatever was sparking under there is basically kind of almost ground itself to nothing. LAPD still in pursuit. This is a very dangerous pursuit, and we continue on now, working our way back to the Pacoima area. Just around it, making a sharp turn right there. Downward on Tahunga Canyon, westbound on Tahunga Canyon. But yes, it's got to be. It's got to be some kind of crazy loudness. If you ever had a flat tire in your car, you just imagine what that sounds like. Just imagine now you're just grinding that rear part of the car. So it's just this grinding metal as this car just continues to drag its butt. And, it sounds kind of funny, but it's so dangerous for anybody around it. And that's what this car is doing right now. It does have a good tire on the driver's side, but that whole axle is just grinding along on the ground right there. This car continuing to make these crazy turns. And then he tries to speed up when he hits those turns. Northbound on Briggs, we're getting into a very residential neighborhood out here. I'll get you the name of the town. I believe we're going to be in Sunland still. Don't know if this is the suspects or they believe that this person lives, but we've seen this earlier on. He'll get into these neighborhoods, drive a little bit slower, make these blocks and stuff like that. That driver, though, said to be impaired. That car, definitely impaired. Well, we know that they ran the plates and they have an idea who this person may be. Until they have that person in their custodies, we will not actually know who this person is behind the wheel. Right now, though, they're saying DUI driver. They're saying that possibly has a weapon. And we know for a fact that car just continues to go. And the sparks are even starting to slow down. So whatever was grinding on that car is is almost gone. Driving over speed bumps right now. We're going to be definitely into the Tahunga area. If we're not in the Tahunga Canyon area, definitely into Tahunga. But we're just working our way through these neighborhoods. You can see it's very tight, even for that car. And you can see that the officers get these opportunities. They get very close to that car, but they're still giving that person at least enough room to make his own decisions. Whoop, 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 whoop. That's it. That's that's it. That's it. Oh, no! He's trying to get through. That truck not letting him go. That truck not letting him go through there. A very dangerous situation for sure. That guy, then that's a dangerous situation as well. Using that vehicle as definitely. He knows what's going to happen out here. Officers from LAPD, they've got their weapons out. I do not see any less than lethal. If that driver continues to hit those vehicles, the officers' vehicles, this could end very, very badly. Right now, though, you can see him turning the wheel, trying to do something. The helicopter that just passed LAPD officers, weapons out, and numbers of officers now getting around that vehicle. That car, apparently not off, as I understand it, has not stalled out, and that driver still trying to get away. Very dangerous situation for those officers and that suspect right now. Well, Paul, he got out of his way. He got out of the officer. He got out of harm's way. That's for sure. Definitely helped the officers. Don't know if he did that intentionally. I know for a fact I wouldn't be that willing to sacrifice my truck for a situation like this. But at any rate, it did bring this to an end right now. Officers, though, it is not over by any means. Officers taking this extremely seriously. Weapons out. I don't see any less than lethal out. So this guy still in that car, as I understand it. Right now, he's starting to submit. We see at least a hand coming out the window. Yep, and yeah, definitely, he's following commands, or he's done this before, not really clear. But right now, though, he's walking towards the officers. He's got his hands out. He's doing the prone position. Officers from LAPD, you do see some less than lethal now out there. I saw some green handles. Now he's getting down there on the ground. Hopefully, we'll be seeing those cuffs go on this person, and this pursuit, long going for sure, coming to an end out here, Tahunga area. And you're right, a civilian may have sacrificed his vehicle trying to bring this to an end. LAPD officers, though, doing a great job keeping up with this car this evening. And, I got to wonder if that bicyclist is okay. I'm sure he got the scare of his life this evening, earlier this, when he had a... Yeah. Well, thank you guys.